Oh right, yeah, no, but she knows when I'm doing that though,
Oh, okay.
because I close the door, or if I'm playing games and I'm chatting to people over, whatever. She knows that I'm playing games because it's usually followed by me swearing a lot. Whereas like with this time, I was just like, I'm just working on the podcast. I'll be in soon. Click, 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 click. Yeah, bitches. So, you know. Hello, geeks and geekettes, and welcome to another edition of the Geekstation podcast where we talk movies, TV shows, games, and all things geeky. I am Sinn, and as always, well, kind of as always, I'm joined by David, and just David. Hello, David.
Hello, David.
No, well, yeah, that would have worked better if I'd said hello. Say hello, David.
Say hello, David.
What? Now you're just repeating.
You say hello, David.
Say hello, David.
Hello, David.
There you go. Okay. God, Jesus, what an opening to a podcast. So yes, no, we're on our own today.
We are.
We're just a twosome. We've lost the I don't know what he is, the trifecta, the anchor.
Yeah, it's the one that's weighing us down and stopping us from being able to sail the seas.
I was thinking more like the anchor that keeps us grounded and sane.
My analogy's better.
Okay, all right. No, Martin is ill today. He has the sniffles.
Yeah.
And in his own words, he didn't want to be blowing his nose every 2 minutes on the podcast because that probably wouldn't have sounded very good.
It wouldn't have been fantastic. So he's at home getting cuddles from his mum, isn't he?
I don't know about that, but he is.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a known thing. He's at home. He's getting cuddles from his mum, and she's making him chicken soup.
Okay, that's what happens when
Martin's sick. Yeah.
Okay, right, yeah, because that's not what happens when I'm sick.
No, we gravel.
We're
not little bitches.
No, that's right. Yeah, we just go through the pain, and okay, brilliant, great. So we're here to talk about. We're going to talk about the DCEU, the DCU, the cinematic universe that is the last 5 DC films, I think it is. In preparation of what I've been waiting for the last 2 years. Justice League, which is out next week. Can you believe it? It's finally almost here.
Yep. This is your. I was about to say golden shower, but that's not the word.
No, that's definitely not the word you were looking for. No,
What's the thing called where you search for the?
I know what you're trying to say, but I can't.
Some goblet thing. What's it called?
A goblet of fire?
No, that's a Harry Potter thing. Is it a goblet? I might have made that up.
No, I know what you mean. It's the thing that you search. It's like my white whale. It's like
all right, we'll go with that. We know what that means.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. So we're just.
So we'll talk about some early reactions to the film that some people that have seen early screenings of it have posted on Twitter in a bit. But before we do that, as always, we'll go through the news. It's actually been quite a relatively slow news week. But there's been some exciting stuff happening.
Ooh, exciting stuff.
Exactly.
Have we got any exclusive news?
No. No exclusive news, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay.
We're not big enough for people to tell us any
talk to your friends.
Get some exclusive news. I know I will. I'm trying. But it's almost like she wants to not lose her job.
Where does she live?
She lives in London.
Do you reckon you could get her down here for the Star Wars podcast?
Oh, maybe. Well, you might not be here for the Star Wars podcast.
Well, no,
you might be flying to another bloody country.
When's it out? It's the
15th, I think, something 15th. Like that.
So we can just record it before I go.
Maybe.
I'm planning.
Maybe. Oh God.
Don't know what happened there.
No.
I'm planning on leaving on the 18th of December. So
okay.
If we could get her down, she might be pretty busy because that's right around the.
Because I think her job's done now. She's working on Ready Player One now.
Oh, okay.
So she's moved on. She's doing other projects.
Yeah, when you
so maybe
see if she wants to pop down and she can give us some little nuggets of information.
Well, yeah, maybe I will extend the offer for sure. Yeah. It's quite interesting because she was saying that because I was obviously when she got the job, I was like, well, great, I'll do a podcast. You can give me all the inside scoop, and everything. And she was saying that actually it's actually really difficult. Like if they see a leak or whatever, they will go as far as to going on employees' Facebook pages, seeing if they can find the links and everything. Like they will find out.
Hunt you down.
Yeah, basically, yeah. So it's like it's a really big thing. Obviously, but I'm quite pleased that she hasn't told me anything that I didn't want to know.
Yeah,
other than saying that the film is good and she's.
Well, we wouldn't expecting leaks as such if it did ever get to the stage that people wanted to give us information from sets and stuff because I don't want things spoiled for me.
Well, I've stopped reading stuff about Star Wars now. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I watched the trailers that came out once, not the latest one because I think there's an international one.
Well, there's like a 30-second one that like has some stuff in it that I was like, damn.
Yeah,
I really wish I
watched the main release trailers once.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah. Now I'm the same, and it's getting to the point now where I'm going to have to just stop watching. I'm going to have to watch the first trailer, the teaser, and that's it. Like, because
but what are we going to talk about?
Well, I don't.
We can just guess what's on it.
Yeah, that might work, I suppose.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or we could just watch the teaser together while we're recording, and I can talk over the top.
Yeah,
of it.
that's
because you really enjoyed that last time.
Works so well. Anyway, let's talk about the
let's
news.
jump into the news.
So Universal's shared universe, the Dark Universe, has been scrapped, at least for now. The Universal's president of production said, "We've learned many lessons throughout the creative process of Dark Universe so far, and we are viewing these titles as filmmaker-driven vehicles, each with their own distinct vision. We are not rushing to meet a release date, and will move forward with these films when we feel they are the best versions of themselves."
So in other words, they realise that you can't literally shove a universe down people's throats and make them watch it.
Yeah, and also don't get Tom Cruise in to kick it off because he's Tom Cruise and he's going to make it a Tom Cruise film. I that's what I think
I haven't seen The Mummy yet, but apparently it's one of the least Tom Cruise films there is because he doesn't play the normal character that he plays.
Oh, really?
Because normally he's like the good guy as such, and but apparently in that movie he's not really a good guy.
Okay, interesting.
He's not the Tom Cruise is.
Okay, well I mean I haven't seen it yet,
so I might be making that up.
I haven't seen it either, but I mean like it is. You're right about them, thrusting it down our throats because apparently like the when it opens up, it's even got like its own. It's got the Dark Universe logo, which they created, and it's like, hey, this is a new franchise. Look at this, and it's like, guys, this is the thing. Like everybody wants to do what Marvel have done, but Marvel have, I mean, like when Infinity War comes out, there's 22 films to build up to one of the biggest films probably in the last 20 odd years it's going to end up being, and they've taken 10 years to get there, whereas everyone's like, oh, let's do it. I mean, this is obviously the issue with the DCU as well, but it's just stop it. Just take your time and do it right. But
hone your own craft.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, I mean, that's no surprise to many people. Although the film apparently did gross over like $400 million.
Well, The Mummy.
Yeah, but it just
what was the budget on it?
That I don't know. I know I'll have to bloody look it up, aren't I?
Yeah, you will.
God, damn it!
I'm going to ask you lots of questions like this during the.
Okay, well, you just riff while I type.
I'll riff.
And I go. Oh dear, this is not good. This is not good viewing time. The budget was between 125 to 195 million. According to Wikipedia.
Let's say 195, the top end.
Yeah,
because it's going to probably be closer to that.
200
then you're
million
looking
marketing.
at another 200 million marketing,
and it was everywhere as well. Yeah. So you know that
there's probably more than that.
So they may have even made a loss.
Was that international 400 as well?
That's 409.1 million on Wiki. So I think that is now. Because it's out, it's not just domestic, is it? It's and it had a really bad. I mean, I haven't watched it. I'll probably when it comes out on Blu-ray or whatever, I probably will watch it. But I don't think it's going to be. I'm not going to
go out my way to watch it.
If
it's in front of me, then I might watch it just for the sake of it.
So no surprise there. Another franchise kind of starting and failing before
and not starting before it.
Yeah, that's it. Well, this is the second reboot as well because Dracula Untold, which I still haven't seen as well,
seen that either.
Was also supposed to be the first part of the new franchise as well. So it's maybe they'll get there at some point. Anyway, so Disney and Marvel were in talks to buy back the Marvel properties from Fox. Fox is apparently wanting to streamline its media to just sports and news. So they're kind of in the process of trying to sell off or kind of get rid of the things that they own.
Is it just the licensed things they own? Because they have a lot. 21st Century Fox, they have a shit ton of...
No, I think they're still going to continue making films or continue to be a distributor, but stop making their own films, basically. Because they want to concentrate on other things, which, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I suppose. But so they were they were in talks to basically buy back X-Men, Fantastic Four, things like that. apparently the deal's broken down, but maybe not for good, because it kind of hit the news, and then everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy, and like everyone suddenly started thinking we're gonna have X-Men versus Avengers and all of this.
That could be interesting.
I mean, it would be incredible, but apparently, the deal didn't quite go through. So, yeah, I don't know if it was on Disney's or Fox's side, but but if Disney buy back that, then they'll just get even bigger.
Yeah, could you imagine what they could do with that?
Oh, I mean, it would. Yeah,
it would be insane.
It would.
I would like
incredible.
to see that.
So yeah,
I would like to see that. I definitely want to see that.
And also, like Marvel X-Men films would be incredible, because they know how to make superhero films. This is the thing. Like, this is just like, because I mean, are you excited about the Dark Phoenix X-Men film next year?
I'm not excited. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
but it's difficult to get excited about a movie that I don't really know much about that storyline.
Okay, all right.
Excuse me. I don't really know much about that storyline, and it seems to me like they are just trying to milk the last milk out of the teat.
I think they are. You see, that it's one of the very few X-Men stories that I've actually read. And from everything I've heard about it, I'm just like, I'm worried. And also, we spoke about, me and Martin spoke about this on the podcast that you weren't on, actually. They're in that film, they're having the Skrull, which are the Skrull. Skrull.
I was very confused then. Skrull's something else.
Skrull, which are obviously going to be in Captain Marvel as well. But because apparently the rights to the race aren't owned by necessarily anybody, or they're shared, and then Fox only has rights to certain characters, but they can still use them. So they're going to be in two completely different films, completely different franchises, probably looking different, with different morphing animations and everything.
Just like Quicksilver.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. It's just going to be it's weird. So
I don't watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but I remember reading or hearing about the fact that the Skrull were on that, or due to be on it or something.
No, they have the Kree on that. And then maybe
the Kree, that was it. Yeah.
Which I think have turned up. I don't think they've turned up in a Marvel film yet. Oh, well, I suppose they were in Guardians.
I remember reading...
The blue guys from Guardians.
I remember reading that Fox had that, and it was really strange that they were getting that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, that was like 4 years ago.
So. The thing is, it's so weird. Like, all these comic book properties, they're just like... You can own a race, but then you can also own certain characters from that, and it's just...
Yeah,
it's weird, and Marvel just needs to take it all back. So they might do. I don't know. Who knows? So we might see a Marvel Fantastic
Four. The way that they probably work out those licensing deals is like, obviously they employ people that understand the universe, so they'll know that certain characters, their storylines that they've already had written, obviously in the comics, work really. You're going to need other specific characters.
Yeah.
Which is probably why they do that, and it's strange that they're like holding on to some characters when they haven't done anything with them since they purchased them.
Yeah,
and it's because they know that there's a story there. They just need to write it.
Yes, and that's where they let themselves down, because they just write bad stories.
Because they don't write them.
So moving on to some Star Wars related stuff. So there's going to be a new live action Star Wars series. And that's going to launch with the Disney streaming service, which we kind of already knew about, but Disney have finally confirmed it. And it will also launch with a new Marvel show, kind of in the same vein of The Defenders. The Defenders looks like they're going to be staying on Netflix. There's certainly been no talk about them moving across anyway. But there will be a new Marvel show.
Do you reckon they'll have to allow Disney to like have that on their streaming service?
I don't know. No idea.
That might be a deal that they set out. That
Maybe.
Just speculation.
It's not launching until 2019, and obviously there's more Defenders shows coming out next year.
Yeah.
So they're certainly not going to move across, and I'm pretty sure Netflix would keep them on their service. They're big hitters for Netflix. So
yeah, no, obviously they'd keep them on there, but allow the Disney streaming service to use them as well.
Yeah, maybe
like as a back catalog.
I don't know, but if at the moment the only thing that's going to be on the Disney service are the Disney films, the Marvel films, and this new live action show. So is it worth going to be the...
I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, but then you probably might have to watch some of the new stuff.
Well, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, your favorite director, my favorite director, is you're going to say. I'm just kind of opening it up for the ridicule that I'm going to get in a minute.
Colin Trevorrow?
No, Rian Johnson. Rian Johnson.
He's the other one.
That's right.
Colin Trevorrow is the Jurassic World.
Oh, he's all right. What did he do after Jurassic World?
He did that. He was the one that got taken off one of the movies.
Oh, yes.
Was he taken off one?
Was he taken? I don't know.
I can't remember. I might have made that up.
But anyway, he's going to develop a new trilogy of Star Wars films after the current one has ended.
They're all starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Bruce Willis, aren't they?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they'll all be really bad time travel films. And
they've got those really crazy shotguns.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this is... So he's gonna Abrams a new trilogy, bring it, and it's going to tell different story, different characters, different everything. Which I've actually thought that they were going to just continue this trilogy with the new characters, but maybe they're going to wait.
I thought I read that they were the new crew as such.
Yeah.
Obviously John Boyega, Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
They were going to continue being in it.
That's what I think. So I think there's going to be like an on trilogy and an off trilogy. So when this one ends, the current one, that's the original saga and everything, then Rian Johnson will step in. He'll do his for the next 10 years, and then enough time would have passed to then revisit kind of Daisy Ridley and John Boyega and things like that. And I think that's probably what they're going to work, maybe. Okay. It's Star Wars for the next 50 years, basically.
Yeah, we got Star Wars till we die.
Yeah. Well, it's owned by Disney, so it really will be until everybody's gone. That was quite exciting. I don't think much of him as a director so far, obviously, but apparently The Last Jedi is very good.
Well, they've obviously got a lot of faith in him. Yeah. In the movie that's coming out, if they're allowing him to, create the next trilogy.
That's it. And he tweeted, "I really hope you enjoy the new Star Wars, The Last Jedi, but now I really hope you enjoy The Last Jedi." Yeah. It's don't. Hopefully, I'm sure it'll be good.
It's crazy that he's come from making the film Brick to now potentially doing 4 Star Wars movies.
Yeah, in what, 10 years?
A bit longer than that, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember when Brick came out.
I think it was like 2004, maybe.
Okay,
maybe.
Well, that's still not.
No, that I don't know.
But what a. I mean, he must be so happy right now.
Yeah, right.
So there you go. That's really, as I say, that's unfortunately all the major news that came out this week. There's been so many promos for Justice League, and it's all just been the big Justice League push. That's pretty much. Unless you have anything else to add,
I don't think so. No. Let me see if I've got anything saved.
Have you kept your ear to the ground on what's been happening in the world of
Netflix
entertainment media?
Oh, okay.
No. And you haven't watched Thor yet?
No, I haven't watched Thor yet.
No, because we were going to talk about Thor this week.
And then I was working 13-hour days.
Yeah.
And just physically couldn't.
And Martin hasn't seen it either. Even if he was here, all sniffly, he wouldn't have been able to talk about it either. So, But I will tell you this. It is very, very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When did you see it?
I saw it last Monday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you saw it before last podcast?
No.
Oh.
No. I saw it, yes.
You saw it on Monday.
Monday just been. Yeah.
Okay.
A week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was very good. I enjoyed it. It was probably the best Thor movie so far out of the 3. It was funny. It was quippy. The only thing that let it down was there was about an hour, maybe an hour and a half of the 2-hour film that it was what?
You're like, oh, maybe it was an hour and a half, and like the only thing that let it down was 3/4 of the movie.
No. It was just that almost every single line was a joke. Like even the interactions, the conversations, every line was a joke. And it was just a bit, after a while, it was just like, oh, okay. And then some of them were really funny, but then some of them just completely missed the mark, and you're just like, okay. But then I discovered afterwards that actually about 80% of it was actually improvised. And then actually, when I see that, I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand
why some of it was funny and why some of it wasn't.
That's right. Yeah. But it was all good stuff. It just wasn't, when you were so quippy like that, you kind of want it to be. When
it's like that, was it specifically story driven as well, or?
It was. I mean, the actors have done a really, really good job in it. It's just a bit odd. But odd in a good way. And yeah, it's a good film.
It seems difficult. It seems strange that they would be able to do a completely ad-libbed movie, but it also have a direct narrative through that.
Well, I think that's why it's kind of 80%, and the rest of it is we need to get from A to B.
Yeah, because like Anchorman, a lot of that was ad lib, but they just kind of went, all right, you're in a room. This is what you're doing. Yeah, now talk. Well, and then they just moved them to different sets.
I mean, that's it. Well, I mean, I don't know. My guess would be that they're like, right, you characters have got to be over there and at this point in the story, but the end of this scene, go.
No, okay.
You know, right. I mean, but who knows though? The mysteries of Hollywood and filmmaking. I don't know. But I think that's probably what happened with the Han Solo film, is that they were letting a lot of them kind of just riff on set and things, and that's, you know, Disney, because it's Star Wars
crazy
film.
that they asked the directors of Jump Street
to
make the Star Wars Solo movie, and that they wanted to make it funny.
Yeah,
and of course they were going to make it funny. That's what they do.
Yeah, and apparently, what's the guy who's taken over? Ron Howard.
Ron Howard, right? Yeah,
has refilmed about 80% of the film. It's basically it's his film now. It's not just coming in for a few reshoots. He has completely redone the film.
That's insane,
isn't it? Though, yeah,
because that's essentially just the movie cost them twice as much.
Yes, well, this is exactly it. Yeah, so they're really hoping to make their money on it.
Speaking about Justice League, I would really like to know what the percentage of the new movie, like of that is actually.
Again,
Whedon rather than Snyder.
So the rumors again are that actually it's a lot. Like it's still, some people, you know, there's conflicted reports, but again, apparently it is a lot has changed. Like the big action sequences apparently are the same because, you know, they've already shot and they cost the most money, but everything else has been rewritten and changed and you know, mixed up. So it will be an interesting. It
seems strange that obviously the big action sequences, unless it's on a set, can't necessarily be rewritten, because from what we've seen in the trailer, a lot of the big action sequences are just all CGI.
Well, yes, yeah, but then I suppose if you've already put, you know, $50 million into making these CGs, and then the director comes in and says, yeah, but actually I want to change it.
Yeah, but when you understand how the CG works in the industry, it's insane, because... you know the film Life of Pi? Mm-hmm. That won so many awards.
Yeah.
And for like best CGI or best like cinematic or something like that. The company that did all that went out of business.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Because they don't get paid properly.
And won an Oscar.
Yeah, they get basically the way it works in the industry is that you pitch how much it will cost you to make it.
Yeah.
And they pay you that money. That's it.
Yeah.
They can keep coming back and saying, I want you to change this, I want you to change this.
Same thing happened with Sausage Party.
Right.
Apparently Seth Rogen had to go into the guys that were animating it and be like, about a month before it was finished, and was like, guys, there's no more money. We're not going to be able to pay you. Sorry.
Jesus.
Yeah. It's like, holy shit. I mean, they still finished the film, and then I'm guessing, hopefully, I'd like to think they made some money afterwards, but can you imagine? Like, it's crazy.
I honestly think that if you're relying on your movie to be made through CGI, mm-hmm. that unless you own the studio, you need to give them a percentage of the money that the movie makes. Yeah, because that's the only way. That's the only way that companies like that can continue to make movies in the future, if that they continue getting you money.
But you see, this is the thing. Like, so this is what I learned with my friend that works for ILM. ILM is obviously part of the big Lucasfilm umbrella, but they still have to pitch and set a budget for the films.
I think that's more of a legal thing.
No, I'm sure, but you would have thought that. Well, actually, no, you just get ILM to do it because they do Star Wars. But no, it's not like that. It could have gone to a different studio.
Yeah, so, no, because I know it worked kind of similar vein in the building industry in some cities in America, where if it's government work, they have to put it out that, you know, this is the work we need done. Yeah, and then anyone that's able to do it can bid for it. Yeah, so I imagine it's kind of the similar vein,
probably. So anyway, let's crack on with our main feature today. So
jump into your favourite thing.
That's right. We're talking about the DC Extended Universe, the DCEU, the DCU. We spoke a few weeks ago that they don't like using that term. No one's ever used that term. So therefore, I'm going to exclusively use it for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it just to cover up the tattoo you've got of it?
I have no tattoo of DC stuff. I would never have, or Marvel. I'll just point that out. But I would never ever. I mean, maybe a Batman one.
Well, you got a Fox one.
A Fox one?
Yeah, you had the giant Logan tattoo on your back.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so the DCU started with Man of Steel and Zack Snyder directing. It was released. I can't believe it. It feels like such a long time ago.
8 years old, isn't it?
No. It was released in 2013.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what I'm saying. We've got we've gone in 4 years. We've kind of gone, 3 years. 4 years.
The first movie to the main franchise.
That's right. Yeah.
How long was the wait between? Oh no, because it would have been Iron Man, the first one.
Yeah, there was. I think that was probably about. When did Avengers come out? Probably. I'm going to find
Avengers
out now.
came out 4 years ago, maybe. Because I know I was working at Harvester at the time, and it would have been long. That would have been about 6 years ago.
Avengers. What's it called? Avengers the first? No, Avengers. Oh no, Avengers Assemble.
Yeah. Because Avengers is an English TV show or an
English
film
in the UK it was called
Avengers
Assemble. That's right. Whereas in the States it was just called The Avengers.
Yeah.
So that was 2012. So that was 4 years as well. But many more films. Like each one had their own solo film before they came together, whereas we've had 2 solo films for this. Yeah. And Batman vs Superman. So it had a budget of 225 million. It made 668 million in the box office. And currently has, I'm just trying to find the Rotten Tomatoes, 55%. So
I would say that's a fair representation of the movie. 55%.
Yeah, it's the thing about it. So I don't hate it, and I think it's probably one of the best, in fact, if not the best, out of all the films so far. The thing that I really don't like about it is the massive destruction of
Earth,
of just everything. Like, I mean, the thing is, like with Marvel, it's quite, the Marvel films are quite grounded, in terms of when New York's being attacked, you kind of feel like New York, like it really is New York,
just New York being attacked,
and whether it's they don't have the I don't know what the word would be, they're not brave enough to destroy New York or whatever it may be, but it feels like it's more real because buildings aren't being blown up.
I think it might be because they understand the implications that if you destroy an entire city, like a well-known city, then the entire planet is going to be changed after that.
Yes. Yeah.
So they understand that if you just destroy a few buildings, destruct everything, destruct a shit ton of it for a while. You obviously Stark is there to rebuild it. That's kind of the whole point of it.
Rebuild, exactly.
But they understand that it's gonna you change your cinematic universe going forward if you try and change it too greatly. Yeah. Which is why I think probably Man of Steel and the fact that they were trying to destroy the planet and they had lasers shooting through either side of it, that the planet isn't going to be the same again after that.
But it's also obviously with DC, it's all fake cities. So it's Metropolis and Gotham and I was going to say Smallville, but it's not called Small? Is it called Smallville? Or am I just getting that mixed up with
the TV show?
The TV show.
I honestly don't know. Actually,
I've had a complete memory block as to where Clark. This is awful. I'm so prepared for this podcast. It's incredible.
If only we had something like.
If only we had a third person that was here to.
Yeah, Martin. Why don't you some input? You've been pretty quiet.
Yep, thanks for that. I completely agree.
Oh, he hasn't seen it. That's why.
Yeah, there we go. But I mean, the thing, there's lots of criticism about like Superman not being like Superman and being the different type of character. I just didn't find the story all that good. It really annoyed me that like he got his suit just from like having a chat with the holographic version of his father and was just like, here's a suit. Oh, okay, cool. Now it's just like, it was just really oddly told.
Yeah, because I remember watching it the first time and I thought it was one of the worst movies I'd seen.
Right, okay.
Then I watched it again and I think maybe it's because everyone else was already shitting on it and I'd already thought it was a terrible movie. I started watching it and I was like, this isn't as bad as I remember it being.
Sure, okay.
And then the story started and I was like, no, there we go, there it is. Yeah. It got to the point, it was the point where they come into land and Amy Adams is walking up to them or something, or she's there.
The aliens.
Yeah. And that was a point in the movie. I was like, oh no, I remember how bad this movie is.
Yeah.
This is going to be painful for the next hour and a half that's left of this movie.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing I did like about it though, it showed like when the Kryptonians were fighting, that's what it would be like.
Yeah. The destruction that they could cause just because.
That's it. Yeah. And I appreciated that, but it was just everything else, as you say, the story it wasn't that it didn't make sense. It was just
the pacing was weird as well in that movie. I remember rightly. Yeah.
And you got the whole bit on Krypton at the beginning as well, and like
see that wasn't too bad, but the technology they use, the little pins and stuff, that was strange. But I can't remember. I haven't read a Superman comic in about 4.5 years, and I was never massively into Superman when I was reading comics.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's the true representation of what it was actually like originally.
I think it's a bit of New 52 plus some artistic license type.
Because I know that it changes every few years.
Yeah, of course it does. Yeah,
obviously because technology changes, so they have to come up with something that's new as well.
And it's comic books, so you know, who cares about continuity? You know.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah, you can just write it in again the next episode.
But like Russell, like with the whole, you remember like the Matrix that kind of held like the whole Kryptonian knowledge and society. You know, like Russell Crowe has to like jump into like some like a swimming pool and then like swim down to get it, and it's just, and then he manages to like it's like it looks like a skull, and then he just manages to like beam it into like the ship that Kal-El's in, and then that's it, and it's just weird.
Yeah,
it's
I think
really
I think that was probably all Snyder.
Well, so this is the other thing, is obviously it was the beginnings of the DCU, and they were like, I think
DCEU,
DCEU, yeah, and they just allowed Zack Snyder just to do whatever he wanted. Was like just go nuts, you know?
Because I think he'd had done maybe like one or two good movies before that. Because he did was it Snyder that did 300?
Yes, 300, Rise of an Empire. But that's...
Well, no, the original 300, not Rise of an
Empire.
Oh,
no, he was he co-wrote that, apparently. I haven't seen the sequel. But yeah, no, he did do the first one. But I'm not a massive fan of 300, actually, I don't think. And he did Watchmen, which obviously is a DC comic. They're kind of merging the universes at the moment, apparently. But I didn't think Watchmen was all that good either. And I just thought that was a bit boring, and
oh really?
Yeah, and a bit too gritty and real, which I know is what Watchmen is all about.
What Snyder does as well, though.
Well, this is it. And I just think
I really enjoyed Watchmen when I saw it. It was actually a funny story when I first watched it at the cinema. We got to the point, you know, where they're at the pyramids.
Yes.
Right at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
And all the way up into that part of the movie. The movie's a bit strange anyway, as it is. The screen went black.
Right.
And it was just at a pivotal point where it seemed like that could be plausible.
Right.
And then it just stayed black.
Because someone had forgot to change the reel or something in the cinema.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It was dead for, there was no sound, nothing for like maybe 4 minutes.
Yeah.
And the manager came running in. He's like, really, really sorry. Da-da-da-da-da. He's like, give me 30 seconds, it'll be up and running. He ran away. Movie started again, and like at that point in time, because it had been off for so long, I'd almost checked out of it.
Yeah, sure.
So I wasn't completely focused, and because it was right at the end of the movie, everything's about to happen. It didn't seem like it had a massive effect.
Yeah.
Which probably ruined the experience for me.
Yeah, well, I've seen it several times. I've tried to rewatch it as well, and I can't. This is Watchmen we're still talking about. I mean, I've seen Man of Steel a couple of times as well, but it's the tone is very similar. And I think this is the problem with the DCEU, is that I think they've just missed the mark of the tone, which, by the sounds of it, Justice League has actually tried to recover a little bit, which is I kind of get, but Man of Steel just wasn't, you know, I just didn't think Lawrence Fishburne was good. It had a good supporting cast. Amy Adams is very good in it as Lois Lane. It just doesn't, and Henry Cavill's a really good Superman as well. I think he's I quite like his stoicism. Buff. And I mean, he looks
brilliant muscles.
Yeah, I mean, if that's what you're into, I mean, you know, that's fine. But I felt like they completely missed the mark with it. And then of course, as soon as it finished, the marketing for Batman versus Superman began, and everybody absolutely lost their shit.
Yeah.
And then for how long was it? 3 years?
At least, yeah.
So it came out in 2013, and then Batman vs Superman came out in 2016. So yeah, for 3 years we had the just a massive marketing push, and I have to say I got hyped for Man of Steel. For BVS. Like I was really excited.
The marketing for BVS started when I Am Legend came out.
No, that was the original. Jesus, no, that was the original scrapped project of Batman vs Superman. Yeah. So Batman vs Superman came out on March 15th, 2016.
Wait, so that was a second one, wasn't it?
Yes.
How was it only just dawned on me that was the second one?
They were originally going to make it back in the early noughties, and then just a whole load of stuff happened, and You know, yeah, because they were going to carry on with the Batman universe from.
No, I mean the Batman versus Superman was the second one in the universe of the DCEU.
Oh yes, yeah, that's what I mean. It's crazy. It's like, yeah. So 300 million was the budget.
Holy fuck.
With a box office apparently of 873 million, which is phenomenal considering how much that film has been critically panned. I mean, there are people that do like it. And
I know Greg Miller's a massive fan of it.
Greg Miller?
He's an internet person.
Okay. Oh, an internet person.
Yeah, no, he loves it. He's big in the gaming community.
Okay.
Well, he used to be. He used to work for IGN and stuff.
It has 27% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I
think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, as I say, it is an awful film, and I've watched both cuts of it, the original theatrical, which I went to go and see on day of release. Me and my mate, we booked tickets, and I very rarely see a film on the first day, and I got really hyped, and we went in there, and we had nachos and popcorn and
wait, this is why you're so jaded towards the DCEU.
Yeah, well, because they hasn't produced a single film.
Because you went to see it on the day of release, and it spat in your face.
Yeah, basically it did. I remember when we the film ended.
Is it because your mate didn't put out as well?
Well, there's that as well.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
That's right. Yeah, we left the cinema and we were walking back to the bus, and this was when we were walking back and we were kind of just walking in silence, and we didn't say anything, and then he went, "Well, that was crap, wasn't it?" I was like, "Yes, it was shit. It was awful." And then it was just like a torrent of abuse just left me, and the thing is, it was. I mean, it really was a bad film. Like. Just the performances. I mean, Ben Affleck was a good Batman, and I think he is a good Batman. And the bit where he was Batmaning about was good.
When he was Batmaning doing Batman stuff.
Yeah, but then he also killed people, which was just like, okay, that's just sure, why not?
I wish they'd explained that. If they just explained it at one point, it would have been fine. But
no,
because there's no explanation for it other than the fact that he's there just shooting people.
The fact that he stops. I mean, the famous Martha scene is. Yeah. I mean, it's like.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah, like for just. I mean, is this the first time ever that anyone's realised that they've got the same names? I mean,
a lot of people have the same names in those universes.
Yeah.
So
there's the scene where he has where the Flash comes from the future to set up the future films. There's the bit where you find out that Lex Luthor is pretty much branded.
Yeah, he's giving them all logos. Yeah,
that's
fucking brilliant.
The LexCorp PR department.
Could you imagine, like, someone turned around to someone at LexCorp and went, "All right, we've got these people that we're looking into. One of them is really fast. One of them she's a really old woman, but she looks really young. Yeah. Can you just draw some logos for us so we can use that on the file?" That's right.
Like, yeah.
How did that like?
Yep.
Because at that point, the Flash suit had never been. It wasn't a thing because he was just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, obviously, they could have written it in the fact that obviously she was in World War I, so they could have like maybe taken something from that.
Yep. But no, it's literally Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and there's guy underwater as well. Like we need to look into him. Can you just do like an A? Yeah,
and
there we go.
And the thing is, like, they establish obviously in the canon in the next film, which is the Suicide Squad, which we will come to in a second, that there are other metahumans out there, but in this file of metahumans, there happens to only be 4 entries, that's interesting. The whole thing is, Lex Luthor, Jesse Eisenberg. I really rate Jesse Eisenberg.
I really wanted him to be so good as well, because everyone was giving him so much shit before the movie came out, and I was like, I hope that he comes in and he is one of the evil people.
And the thing is, I actually really do like his performance. I think it's very well done. It's just
not Lex Luthor.
No, and it's weird.
If he'd like, I don't think they can write it in now, but I know that they were saying for a while that he could just be Lex Luthor's son. Which would make perfect sense because he's a little bit crazy. He's trying to fill his dad's shoes or whatnot. And I just really wanted like Bryan Cranston to walk around the corner and be like, "Shut up, get out of the way."
Well, they could still do it. I mean, it is still there, isn't it? And
then
it's
supposed to be the same age as Superman.
I don't know.
Am I just?
It depends on which continuity you're in and which version you're watching or reading or whatever. There was obviously the marketing was this is I think where the slow decline of trailers over the last few years started, was when they released the third trailer for Batman vs Superman, and you saw the fact at the end that it was Doomsday, that you saw the monster, you saw him. You knew that they were gonna, punch for a bit and then be friends, and just like
punch for a bit and be friends.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's very Weekly Planet.
Yeah, no, it was. It was the only thing that came into my mind. But that's what it was going to be. Is that they just revealed that.
Yeah, and the fact that Wonder Woman was going to be there and neither of them knew who she was.
Is she was with you? No, I thought she was with you. Oh, okay. Ha 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 ha.
See, the only good thing that came out of all the trailers is other people cutting the trailers together to be better.
Yes.
Because I really enjoyed that. And I think that kind of spawned on almost like a viewing generation where they will cut stuff together and remake it.
I think there is a fan cut of BVS that's only like an hour and a half long, and apparently is much better and takes out all the shit and stuff like that.
There's a guy on YouTube called Nerdwriter1, and he re-spliced together some scenes from the film Passengers.
Okay, yeah.
And basically set the story up as though you start the movie when Jennifer Lawrence wakes up.
Right.
And then you see everything happening from there.
Oh, perfect.
And it worked really well because the way that the movie's shot and the interaction between her and Chris Pratt, it really makes you kind of question whether or not Chris Pratt's a good guy. So like the whole first hour of the movie as such is just showing how much of a good guy Chris Pratt is, and that he's breaking down, and then he wakes her up. But
see that I mean, we're going off on a bit of a tangent, but I do have, because you brought Passengers up, I do kind of have to talk about it a little bit. So when the trailer came out, or any of the trailers, and I remember I was speaking to my brother about it, and I was like, so this is the story, that spoilers for Passengers if you haven't seen it, but hey ho, don't bother. It's not worth it. Is that I was like, right, so they're going to be on the thing, and then it's going to be Chris Pratt that wakes Jennifer Lawrence up, and then she's going to find out, and it's going to be, oh no, you woke me up, and then they're going to fall out, and then they'll fall in love again at the end.
Or he'll die. Either way, that's what they explained in the YouTube video, that either way Chris Pratt gets his end, where he's not a bad person, where he'll die by saving the day. Or he'll survive and they'll fall back in love. But
then I heard that it was one of these films that was in development hell. It was
Keanu
like one
Reeves
of these...
was supposed to be in it originally.
Yeah, and it was, and then I started thinking, oh well, actually, maybe I know what. No. There's going to be a huge plot twist, like massive, and it's going to be completely like out of left field, and you're going to be like, I know exactly what this type of film is, and you're going to be watching it, and you're going to go, wow, no way, and then there wasn't.
There wasn't. No.
It was just like Lawrence Fishburne turned up for a little bit.
8 minutes of dialogue or something like that, and then he died.
And then died. And
then the captain came out, who is an award-winning actor.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The very last scene.
Yeah.
And go,
He's like, what is this? And then that was it.
It just... what a terrible film.
It just seemed crazy that they had him in there for it, though. It's just baffling. I can't remember his name, but he's won so many awards.
Maybe because his character changed over the development of the process, and they'd already cast him.
Signed on 5 years ago.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Part, yeah.
But yeah, Batman vs Superman. I really can't. As I say, that there's two versions. There's a 2.5 hour version, theatrical release, and there's a 3 hour uncut version.
I've only seen the long one.
That does actually make more sense of certain story beats. The whole Jimmy Olsen is a CIA agent. I mean, that's explained slightly better, and the bit about the bullets and things like that. But it still doesn't make up the fact that for 2.5 hours of that film, Batman absolutely wants to kill Superman and thinks
until they've got the same months.
Until they got the same, and then literally the next scene, he's saving Superman's mum. And he says, oh, I'm a friend of your son's. It's like, literally, 10 minutes ago, you were trying to stab him through the heart with a fucking kryptonite bloody spear. And I just... And then, of course, they completely murdered the death of Superman as well, if you'd excuse the pun. Because they completely ruined the death of Superman.
Is that your first pun since we've been doing this?
I think possibly,
I think it is, yeah. All right, I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man, thanks. I'm proud of me too. Yeah. It was an awful pun as well, so,
Yeah, that's why I'm proud of you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Like, the fact that they brought Doomsday in, I mean, that was really bad. The fact that they just waste the death of Superman. He's going to be in Justice League. There's that bit where he's at the end where they zoom in on the coffin, and then some rocks,
yeah.
a bit of dirt starts to float. I mean, why is a bit of dirt floating anyway? I mean, what? Like, it just really... And then there's that scene at the very end with Diana Prince and Batman, Bruce Wayne, and they're like, we're going to need to assemble the others. Yeah. Why? Because something's coming. And then the whole flashback scene, or the future
flashpoint type
dream.
Thing, yeah. Dream within a dream.
It is a mess of a film. It really, really is, and it's such a shame because it could have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was massively disappointed with it.
Yeah,
but I think I've spoken about that before.
No, sure. So that's the next one up was Suicide Squad. So
oh shit, yeah, that's part of canon, isn't it?
Yep. So August 1st, 2016, this came out. Had a budget of 175 million, made 745 million in the box office, which pretty much guarantees it's a sequel, despite the fact that, again, everybody hates it.
Well, I don't say everybody hates it. I think people had such high expectations of it from the trailers that they were let down.
That's true. 26% on Rotten Tomatoes, which again I think is probably fair. I got particularly excited about this for two reasons. One, because of obviously Jared Leto and the Joker, and reimagining the Joker as this kind of real world thug, which I thought was a really interesting idea. But also because it was the first superhero movie that I'd watched with my fiance, and she'd gone, I really want to see that. And I was like, yes, finally the moment has arrived. We're going to go. And she was like, I'm really looking forward to this, really looking forward to this. And then of course we saw it, and it was like,
now she won't watch another one for 10 more years.
Exactly, yeah. And personally, I don't know how you feel, but I just felt like this ended up just being a Will Smith movie in the end.
Yeah.
Like, he's playing like this anti-hero, but he's not really a bad guy, and it's just a vehicle for Will Smith and to some extent Margot Robbie as well. Like, it's pretty much their film. It's not really the squad's
film. It's not
film.
about Captain Boomerang.
No, it's definitely not. Particularly as he's like, that's it, I'm leaving halfway through the film, and then like literally 5 minutes later he's like, I'm back.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not the best movie in the world, don't get me wrong. There are some parts of it that it has some very small redeeming qualities.
Such as, please share.
Well, when the guy's head blows up, that's quite cool.
Right, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, yeah.
But no, some of the characters, like, I do think Captain Boomerang was done quite well. Because no one really knows him.
And he threw he threw one boomerang in the entire thing, and it wasn't even a boomerang.
Yeah,
he
but
didn't come back.
It's just him as a character. I thought him as a character was quite funny.
Okay, right, sure.
And I like the fact that he's only in it for himself as well.
Yeah, no, yeah. Except at the end when he's not.
Yeah.
Because if it was he would have just left. This is the thing, like.
And I really enjoyed. I can't remember his name now. Who's the pyro guy?
Oh, good question. Hang on.
Because I really enjoyed him as a character, and I thought if he had survived, that would have like helped the next movie as well.
I think he did survive, didn't he?
No, because he killed himself, didn't he?
Oh, I don't know if he did he?
Yeah.
El Diablo.
El Diablo, there we go. Yeah.
Jay Hernandez.
Yeah.
I don't think did he die? I thought he'd survived.
No, maybe I'm pretty sure he died.
There you go. Well, that's how much I remember of the film. It was just awful. And we had Killer Croc, who was just a guy with bad skin.
Massive. He was a massive guy.
Yeah, with bad skin. Killer Croc is a giant crocodile. Like, if you're gonna do it. Just don't. I don't know.
Yeah, they just wrote some of the people wrong, but the trailers were incredible though.
Yeah, well, no, they were. They were all the music trailers, weren't they?
Yeah.
So, and it did make the film look very good. I'm trying to think of something good to say about this film, but I really, really did. I really did not enjoy it at all.
I know you don't. Like I said, I've only seen it once. I saw it at the cinema. It was my experience was kind of ruined. The fact that just as the movie was about to begin, some dude came down and sat next to me, and I knew the person, and he stole my elbow rest. So, James, if you're listening, I'm going to hunt you down.
This happens to you quite a lot when you go to the cinema. People stealing your armrests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
You should. Steal
just,
their arms. Why don't you steal their armrest
sticking out of my arm, and then I can just.
Why don't you steal their armrest before they steal yours? Just sit down.
I was sat down, and then I went to get my Coke, and then I came back, and his elbow was there. And I'm going to hunt you down, James. I know where you work.
All right. Gosh. All right. David's views do not represent those of the Geekstation.
Sinn's going to help me hunt you down.
I am... Oh, Jesus. Don't rope me into your
He works
revenge
at a well-known eyeglassing place.
A well-known eyeglassing place.
Eyeglass place.
Eyeglass place.
Yeah, where they make glasses.
So
we know where he works. So now you're implicated because you know where he lives.
I don't... Oh, Jesus. Anyway, what did you think to Jared Leto's Joker?
I think that he could have been better. I think he had the right idea to reimagine Joker to an extent.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it was just really poorly executed.
Yeah.
I think they needed him in there more to show that he was just, I don't give a shit, I'm going to do what I want type of person. But it just seemed that he was very limited to what he was.
I think if it had been the Suicide Squad versus the Joker, I think it would have been a better film. Because you had this whole plot about the Enchantress and, magic and all of that. I think it took away, if you just allowed it to focus on the Joker and the Suicide Squad, I think it would have been a lot better. And if we'd seen those supposed 45 minutes of the Joker that are on the cutting room floor or whatever, I think it would have been a lot better. But because it was hyped as a Joker film and then he wasn't in it, I think that took away a lot from the performance. And I feel for Jared Leto as well, because I mean, if that is 100% genuinely true, that there is like an over half an hour of footage that they recorded with him, like I honestly think that they need to release it. Yeah, for sure.
Because, he got a lot of shit before the movie came out because of how he looked.
Yes.
And then he got a lot of shit when the movie came out because he wasn't in it. And he did all this stuff that he's saying he didn't do.
I think there's famously, there's the scene where he has, a bit from the Batman, The Killing Joke, where he's got half a face which is burnt off. And they actually filmed that. So originally when they were in the helicopter, apparently... he actually pushes Harley Quinn out, but as in not because it's I'm going to save you, but because he just goes, I'm going to kill you, and then it crashes, and then he comes back later on with half a burnt face, but we don't see that because that whole storyline was rewritten to make it less abusive and stuff like that. And apparently there's a lot more, his relationship with Harley is a lot harsher.
Well, that's what it is in the comic books as well.
Well, that's it. But
she loves him because he doesn't give a shit, and he just uses her.
And we kind of see that a little bit, but not really. So I don't know.
Batman was in it for about 8 seconds.
Yes, he was, and he was good in it. This is the thing. I think Ben Affleck is a good Batman. I think it's a shame that he may or may not be
in the new one.
Yeah, I think
they should honestly have Casey Affleck as Robin.
Well, I think they're going to do. I would like to see the Nightwing film and then have Nightwing take over from Batman as Batman. I think that would be a good... But DC then have said that they're kind of not really doing those types of films now. They're just going to... They're going to...
do individual movies.
That's right. And maybe with a continuity, maybe every couple of years, that type of film. I don't know. Who knows? Is there anything else you'd like to say about the Suicide Squad?
No, I'm gonna need to watch it again because I haven't seen it.
Well, this is the thing. It's out of all of these films, with the exception of Wonder Woman, but only because I almost watched it recently. I haven't rewatched it. I haven't. I want to just to see if it is as bad as I remember.
Yeah, I've seen Man of Steel twice. I've seen Batman vs Superman once. I've seen Suicide Squad once.
See, I just don't have any desire to rewatch Suicide Squad. So. Oh well. Anyway,
it's because they're so long as well, though. That's apart from Suicide Squad. Yeah. But it's because they're so long. You literally need to book out 3 hours of your life to watch a movie.
123 minutes Suicide Squad is. So they're all longer than Star Wars.
There's 123 minutes. They could have easily thrown in another 15, 20 minutes worth of Joker. And people still would have seen it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The same amount of times.
Exactly. So Wonder Woman. So Wonder Woman was released this year, May the 15th, 2017. Its budget was 149 million and it made 821 million. So it was pretty good. Best one so far. Has a where is it? Oh Jesus! I'm scrolling through all sorts of stuff here on the old Wikipedia.
I can't see your screen.
No, it's got 92% on Rotten Tomatoes.
92.
Yeah, which I just think is incredible. Because I don't think it's a very good film. And I don't know. So my story is, you've told your story previously. In
Fell
fact,
asleep.
I think we were recording the podcast. We'd started doing the podcast when you watched it. You fell asleep in it, but that's because you were out drinking before you went to go and see it.
Yeah, went out drinking, then went and ate a shit ton of food.
Yeah,
some amazing burgers, and then went into a nice warm cozy
cinema
and fell asleep. Yeah.
So I watched it recently in the last couple of weeks, and I switched it off halfway through. And I still haven't halfway through. Yeah, I don't even think it was halfway through. I think it was before that point. I could not get into it, and I don't know if at this point I am just so jaded by.
I think
DC
the fact
films.
that your friend didn't hold your hand when you were in the cinema watching Batman vs Superman. That's why you don't like the movie.
We don't talk anymore.
I'm so glad we figured out what it is that's caused you to hate DCEU. And it's because your friend wouldn't hold your hand.
Oh my gosh!
Is it because you cut a hole in the bottom of the popcorn thing?
Oh Jesus!
And he didn't reach for it.
That's bloody hell! How did you know? No.
Is that why you wanted to go to the cinema with me? I'm a married man.
I just don't think. From what I saw, I don't think it's a very good film. I can't deny that everybody has said that it's very, very good. It's and I can't say not having a female superhero lead, the first female superhero lead, is a bad thing. I think that's wonderful and brilliant, and I'm really
wonderful,
glad.
Nice pun again.
Yeah, there you go. See, I did it, and I didn't even know.
That's a subtle one. That was.
Yeah. But does it count if I don't know I'm doing it?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And I think again, I think that's brilliant. But I just, for me, I can't, and I just can't get into it. I'm pleased that it's popular, and I'm sure that Gal Gadot has done a really, really good job. And I really rate Chris Pine as an actor as well. I really rate him actually. I personally couldn't get into it.
I really need to see it. I really need to
yeah,
watch
I mean, I feel I owe it to the DCEU that I should watch it just to but
because then you might find a scene in that you want to get tattooed on you as well. So
yeah, well maybe to add to the collection of
DCEU tattoos.
That's right. Yeah,
you can extend on your DCEU
the bottom of my foot. So every time
is that all the only space you got left now?
No, that's just where I feel the DCEU tattoos
because
belong.
that holds you up.
That's where they no because Anyway,
that's not where you expected that to go, was it?
No, it's not where I was expecting. So I mean, neither of us can really say much about it because we've both only seen like half of it.
We've probably seen the same amount.
Yeah, that's right. But it was popular. It ran for 141 minutes.
I got a good hour-long sleep then.
Oh, well, there you go. Best sleep you've had in.
Yeah, because I watched the first, third of it, and then I watched like the last 15, 20 minutes. So.
And famously, Patty Jenkins, that was that directed it. She was basically she got paid a ridiculously small. It was rumored to be about 250,000, which for a Hollywood director is. Yeah,
but it was also it's quite a big risk for.
Well, but this is it. But she also was quite. They didn't sign her on for a sequel or anything like that, and now obviously they have signed her on for a sequel, and reportedly, obviously, her deal is much bigger. So kudos to her for basically going, no, I'm going to make a kick-ass film, and you're going to thank me for it afterwards.
It's kind of good in a sense because it shows that she did it because she wanted to make the movie, not because they were paying her to make the movie.
Exactly, yes, yeah, for sure. And everybody, it wasn't apparently the marketing. I remember. In the run-up to it, that I did see the posters and stuff, but nowhere near as much as BVS or Suicide Squad or anything like that, or Justice League, which we'll talk about in a second. But they... So, I mean, kudos, as I say, to the guys that were involved with that and who made a really good film. Because, after so many bad films, it's nice that there is a film that has been universally accepted as being good. I just personally... I don't think it's all that good. But that's, again, I can't really talk because I haven't seen the whole film. So
I think you need to sit down and watch all of it.
I think maybe I do.
And I'm going to have to find a way of watching all of it as well. And,
yes. Yeah.
Well, then we can comment on it.
Well, you've got a week to watch it before the Justice League comes out. So let's talk.
Should we make that our mission this week?
What, to watch Wonder Woman?
We'll watch Wonder Woman. No, not before, but just we'll watch it at some point this week, and we can also talk about it next week.
We can talk about it next week as an aside after we talk about Justice League.
At the end when we talk about what we've done.
Yeah. Okay. For sure. Yeah, and we will see
30-second review.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So let's talk about the elephant in the room that is Justice League. So.
Martin.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you for that's some very interesting insight, Martin. I appreciate that.
Oh, he hasn't seen that movie either.
No. So, Justice League is out this week. We're going to see it. We're going to talk about it. I am not looking forward to it.
You can't wait for it.
So, some early responses. These are some tweets of some people that have seen advanced screenings. So, Justice League, hashtag Justice League is fine. It's more coherent and less idiosyncratic than Batman vs. Superman, and tries very hard to lighten up the doom and gloom of the DC universe. There are jokes and everything. Well, we kind of knew that.
Yeah, we saw that.
I saw hashtag
My
Justice
man.
League. Here's what I thought. There are a ton of things that I'd change, but it comes down to this. I had a blast. I got to see the team together and had fun watching it. Ezra Miller steals the movie, and Wonder Woman was perfect.
I expected that as well.
Justice League is the DC team-up you've been waiting for. I have to say, I have a lot to say about Justice League, but we'll wait until it's released to really get into it. But two most important things to know: stay until the very end, because there is an end credits scene, which is the first time in the DC universe.
Yeah.
And Jason Momoa is awesome as Aquaman. This one, nothing could save Justice League from its loud, ugly, tacky self. Not Wonder Woman, not wide-eyed Ezra Miller, not Josh Whedon's quippy teardown and rebuild. Whedon. Thank you. And Henry Cavill's moustache is an actual issue. They gave him an uncanny valley face. This is because he's currently...
Oh, yeah.
So he's currently filming the new, or was filming the new... Mission Impossible film, of which he's grown a moustache for it.
That's incredible.
And they came back for reshoots, and they've had to CG his moustache out. Justice League is better than expected, but not a home run. It's better than Batman vs Superman and Suicide Squad. It's lean, mean, and packed with action superhero.
That's a very mixed bag of reviews.
This is it. So I think generally it's okay. I think it's going to be, and I think
the way you opened that was Justice League is fine.
Yeah, basically that's it. And I think that's probably what I'm going to come out. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to say, you know what? It was better than the others. It was all right. I'm probably going to laugh a couple of times. I think the jokes are probably going to be there, but it's just ultimately not going to be, it's not going to be when I saw Captain America Civil War and it was just like, holy fuck, this is incredible. Like, I don't know. I really, I want it to be good because I'm a big superhero fan. I love... Well, The Flash, Batman, I'm kind of fans of. Superman, I like. I'm not too keen on the others. But working together, I think they'd be awesome. I don't know.
I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And then I can't wait to talk to you about it as well.
I think I'm going to be like this guy here, which is, this is the last one. It says, it's okay. Narratively, it's a mess. The stakes don't work and the villain isn't great. However... the heroes are great, it's funny, and there's some surprisingly effective character work. I didn't love it, but there are enough good pieces to excite me for the future.
Okay.
And I think that's ultimately what it's going to be down. And the thing is, this isn't the same film as it was 6 months ago, and I think that's also going to be a big play of it. I wonder.
I think that I'm hoping that isn't going to be as jarring as I'm expecting it to be.
I don't think it will be. I think, I feel like if we'd watched, I don't think these would have been the reactions from the Zack Snyder,
the Zack
Snyder-averse. Yeah, I don't think that. I mean, what do I know? Obviously I'm not involved in the process at all. But I think the reviews possibly would have been a lot more negative. But I think because Whedon.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I'm gonna get a bell, and every time you pronounce something wrong, I'm just gonna ding it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's going to get annoying quickly.
Well, try and pronounce things correctly then.
Yeah. And the reviews, so some previews have come out. This is the headline from io9.com review. The new Justice League trailer is all kinds of epic.
Did they release another trailer? Because I remember, I think it came on before I was watching something on YouTube, and I was like, "This isn't the trailer I've seen."
No, there's.
But I didn't know any. I didn't hear any announcements about it.
There's like 4 or 5 trailers now, and they all show different stuff.
I'm pretty sure the latest one that came on randomly was like a lot brighter.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Because we watched we
haven't seen the new. No, we have. No, that is the new one. The where it's all just quippy and fun, and not the one that you see in the cinema every time you go.
Because that's very red. isn't it? If I remember right.
When I went to go and see, I think I may have told you this. I think I spoke about this in the podcast when we were talking about Blade Runner. But I went to go and see Blade Runner with my friend, and funny enough, actually, the same friend that I saw Batman vs Superman with, and I didn't enjoy that film either.
Oh.
I see a pattern emerging.
Yeah,
here.
he didn't hold your hand.
No.
What's
anyway,
your friend's name?
And Callum.
Callum. Next time you see a movie with
Callum.
Sinn,
You've met Callum.
yeah, I've met Callum. Yeah, hold Sinn's hand.
Yeah,
because that way he might enjoy the movie.
Anyway, and the trailer for Justice League came on, and I was like, I know this trailer. I've seen this trailer 1,000 times, and I just started. You know when that really annoying guy that says the line before the line said, I'm like, I just started doing it, and he was losing his shit because he was like, oh my gosh, how many times have you seen this? It's like quite a few times. Because every time I watch it, I want to get excited about it.
It's because you love it. You're so hyped for it.
I want to be hyped and love it, but I don't know.
You're going to go see it, Justice League with Callum?
Possibly. I'm not going to see it with the girlfriend. So
okay, Callum, if you see, because I know you're listening, and
maybe I want to go and see it with you. Do you want to see it this weekend?
I'm not going to hold your hand.
No, well, I don't want.
I want Callum to go with you.
I just want someone to love me. If
you hold your hand, I think you'll enjoy the movie.
Okay, all right. But yeah, so it's out this week. It's out on the 17th, which is Thursday advanced screenings, Friday. So it's out this weekend. So I will see it, and we will talk about it. Yeah. We're
gonna love it.
Well, yeah.
Sinn's gonna love it. He's gonna be a changed man. He's gonna get all of his Marvel tattoos lasered off, and then he's gonna get DC tattoos all over him.
I'm gonna get the Lex Luthor branded Justice League logos all up and
an actual paper file with the logos on it.
Yeah, sure. Weren't we talking about a couple of weeks ago that if I enjoy it, there has to be some sort of punishment?
Yeah, lashings. I think we decided on.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Brilliant.
I think it was for how many times you say Wedden.
Right.
We lash you once.
Okay, but it's Whedon though.
It is Whedon.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So every time you say it wrong,
you said something wrong.
Okay, that's what I was trying to point out. The fact that you keep saying it wrong, and that's how many times we're going to have to lash you.
Right. Okay. Okay. Sure.
I'm going to go buy a bullwhip.
But what happens if I don't? What happens if I don't enjoy it?
Then we know you're lying because everyone knows this is going to be the best movie that's come out this year.
Okay. Right. Cool. Well, so that will be next week's anyway.
And we're going to put you on a lie detector test as well.
Is it? Okay.
One of those ones that you can download the app for, and you just put your finger on the screen and somehow tells you if you're.
That's what I said you were going to do, and you were like, no, I've actually got one. You said you were. Go back and listen to the episode where we talked.
No, I do have a lie detector test. Yeah, it's called my eyesight.
Sure, right.
Because I've seen the TV show Lie to Me, so I know all the micro expressions, so I know when you're lying or not.
Before we move on to rounding up the podcast, talking about what we've been watching, reading, playing, and all that good stuff, is there anything you would like to add about the DCEU as it stands at the moment?
Not necessarily, but I just want to say that I'm really looking forward to Ezra Miller in this movie because I really, really like Ezra Miller.
Yeah,
and I really hope that he gets a decent Flash movie as well.
Well, it's all depends on
this movie.
On this one, that's it. Yeah, apparently he is very good in it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see. I
always expected the Flash would have to be the humor that's brought to Justice League, though.
Yeah, sure.
Because he's a funny character. Like in the TV show, it's quite. Obviously, he's not the funniest character in the show, but it's quite a light-hearted show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. The show, The Flash, have absolutely nailed it, and they've nailed the Arrow, and they've nailed that universe, I think, really well. And it's just such a shame that the movies haven't connected in the same way. But I don't know. We will see next week. So there you go. So moving on, we'll have a quick chat about what we've been watching. So you've been.
It's going to be a very quick chat.
No, sure, because you've been working hard.
Yeah.
Anything exciting at all?
I don't think I've actually seen anything new this week.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, because literally I get home from work at like 8:30.
Yeah. And then you fall asleep on the sofa.
Yeah. Literally one day we fell asleep on the sofa, woke up on the sofa at 5:30 in the morning, and then I got in the shower and got ready to go to work.
Wow.
It's going through saving to move to America and a visa application is exhausting.
Imagine. Yeah, particularly when it's now 4 weeks away, 5 weeks away.
I handed my notice in on Friday.
Yeah.
So I've only got 18 working days left, and then I've only got like 36 or 35 or 36 days left in England. Ideally, I just need to get hold of that fucking.
You need your medical records, don't you?
Yeah. Apparently, I just need to make a emergency appointment at the doctor's to go in there and then get them to print it for me.
Yeah, they'll probably charge you 15 quid and There you go.
They can charge me, that's fine. But as long as I get them.
I just need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well, okay, no, fair enough. Well, I mean, I know you're preparing hard, so
I watch things through you apparently. So you tell me about something new, something interesting that's coming out.
Well, I caught up with Mr. Robot, the latest series of Mr. Robot.
Yeah, I've missed like 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, so
I've seen the first one of season 3. I saw that. And what is it? The 4th one coming out this week?
Well, 5th. There's 5 episodes now.
Jesus. Yeah. Oh, I need to catch up on that.
Because I basically in the last series, I watched them on a week by week basis, and the story is really quite complex.
Yeah, especially at the beginning as well.
That's right. And so this time round, and last year, I got a bit lost from week to week. I was forgetting characters, and I was forgetting locations and things that are done and stuff. So this time I was like, well, I'm going to save them up, and then I'm going to binge them. And that's what I've done this week. So I've binged the first 5 episodes, and it is really, really good.
Yeah.
Is
it easier to understand when you watch them all in one go?
I think so, for sure.
Yeah, because I definitely agree that the first season was quite an easy story to understand.
Yeah.
And then the season 2, it flipped everything on its head, and all bunch of stuff was going on.
And I think it would also be worth, if you get the time, to rewatch series 2 as well. I watched a 20-minute recap on YouTube of season 2, and you need to do that because there's things I was watching going, no, I've got to stop and just go back and recap. Yeah. But it's really good. It continues the story. I think it's still telling new and interesting things with the stories. The episode that I just watched had one of my favourite things in film and TV when it's done right anyway, and that's a long form shot.
Oh, okay.
And it's about 15 minutes of action, all in one take. Obviously, it's not. You can tell where they cut.
You can tell where they've done it. Okay.
But it's still really good.
But it's still the same scene. It doesn't.
That's right.
From one camera.
It's really tense. And the story has got me hooked, and they're revealing more about the story, which is good. Because season 2 kind of stagnated a bit. It was more about character development, which is fine. But this series has pushed it on. And I'm really looking forward to not watching it now for a couple of weeks.
For another 5 weeks, you can watch the last half.
And then binging the last half, because it is really very good. And there's less hacking in this one, less computer tech.
I got really confused. When you said hacking, I thought you meant people like.
No, I was like, Jesus, no.
I was like, I got really confused.
But there
wasn't really a hell of a lot. Well, I mean,
no,
season 2 there probably was.
Yeah,
season 1,
I think there was. Season 1 there was probably the most. I think. But this series hasn't lost it because of it. There's more. There's just more going on, and there's more, and they're alluding to something. Which I just love it, and it feels like a big MacGuffin, but I don't think it will be. I think it will pay off at the end. The only thing I'd say about it is I don't think there's much more left in it. I mean, obviously, I don't know where they're going to go with the story for the second half, but I would imagine it's going to be 4th season and then out.
Yeah,
and I hope that's the case because I don't think they could drag this out.
Yeah, especially with the fact that what's his name? What's the main character's name?
Elliot.
The fact that he is also Mr. Robot,
as
well as himself.
Spoilers for season 1.
Yeah, whatever.
Came out 3 years ago, so I suppose, yeah.
But I think they can't drag that out for too long.
No, they can't. And I tell you what, this series, they're really exploring that quite a lot, and it's really good. Really, really good. Yeah. You're starting to learn the dynamic between him and Mr. Robot a lot more. Christian Slater is just superb in it. He plays an evil person really well, and he should do more bad guy roles because he's just got the intensity.
Who was he in Prince of Thieves? Was he? He wasn't Little John. He was.
Will Scarlet.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what I've been watching, and between then I've put in a few more hours into Destiny 2. But I've
enjoying it.
Yeah, still am enjoying
Found people to play with yet?
Nope. No. But I haven't got to that point where I need more people to play with. I can still solo it for another 10 hours or so. And
I'm going to pick it up when I'm in America, so we can.
If it's on the PC, then yeah,
that's what I'm going to do.
Oh, mate,
some stuff
awesome.
like that. Yeah.
Well, there'll be DLC out by then and everything, and
we can jump on the raid and shit like that.
And I can start a new character and do it all with you. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Something to look forward to. So yeah, I put a little bit in, but not much. So, but just time.
Yeah.
Time just flies. Tempus fugit.
Tempus fugit.
That's right. Anyway. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, Martin, anything you want to add?
No, really?
Yeah,
wow.
That's the most input he's had all day.
Yeah, Jesus. I mean, I know David looks like that, but there's no need to point it out, really. Gosh.
Fuck off.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Anyway, there you go. So that was our podcast on the DCEU. And all things Justice League, in anticipation of the Justice League next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like what you've heard and you're listening to this on YouTube, it'd be fantastic if you could give us a subscribe, give us a like. If you're listening to this on iTunes, please leave us a review. Martin?
Leave a comment as to which episode of this you preferred, the one with Sinn and Martin, the one with me and Sinn.
Yes, yeah, that would be good, because, a little bit of rivalry between my two fellow co-hosts is always welcome.
Dude, I can't win speedrunners, so I've got to try and win
something.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this on iTunes, leave us a review. And Martin has actually agreed. He's not here, but he has actually previously agreed to sing out.
He's going to sing it out.
Any review that is left. So if you want to hear that, then please do that. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Geekstation. And you can find me on Twitter at Mr. Sin Cinny. They can find you, David,
at David TGS.
Nice and simple. And they can find Martin at Marteau TGS. Yep. That's Marteau TGS, because why not?
Yeah, because he doesn't know how to spell his own name.
Apparently so, yeah. Anyway, that's wonderful. Don't forget to check out the other videos on the YouTube channel. We're going to be playing some Nidhogg, actually, you and me.
Is it the first one or the second one?
We'll be playing the second Nidhogg.
Okay.
Yeah, so, and also there's the Speedrunners Cup David's Revenge currently up, where David is attempting to finally win.
The revenge isn't going well.
That's right, yeah. And you tune in to see what happens. If not, just leave us a like, subscribe, and if you want to see us play any games, then just let us know. That would be awesome.
If the comments you leave for Martin to sing, if they can be as abusive towards Martin as possible, that would be better.
Because we all want to hear him singing his own abuse. Yeah. That would be brilliant. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week for the Justice League. The only thing to say is it's goodbye from me.
It's goodbye from Sinn.
It's goodbye from Sinn. That was Martin.
See, Martin, that's how you do an outro. You don't have a stroke halfway through saying a word, all right?
Bye.
Bye, guys.